Dun, 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 dun. Come on, lovely. And another, come on.
This is vlog number 7, and this is pretty much going to cover the last week of training. This is Tuesday, which is now my first kind of major training day of the week from last week, 21st October. This workout was 200 kilos for 3 threes in the squat, pull up plus 15 kilos for 3 threes, and 170 kilo for 3 threes in the deficit deadlift. You can see I got my shorts rolled up there, so you can admire my massive quads. Honestly, I don't understand. Like, I squat pretty much every day, and my legs are still shit. Fuck you if you have big legs. Squats were pretty decent. Deficit deadlift, ramping up fairly slowly on the deadlift. Got up to 225 on Saturday, which we'll cover just now. There's a little mishap there that's kind of stunted my progress a little bit. Still pretty easy on the deficit. I mean, looking at that, it's probably the quickest I've moved the bar in the last 3 deadlift sessions that I've had. So up to that point, everything was progressing fairly nicely. Things are still progressing fairly nicely. It's a little bit of a blip. And here's my mad chins. So I look like DMX with my big ass chain. 15 kilos for 3 threes. Still reasonably pain free. Got a bit of a niggle on my left bicep, which I'm just going to monitor. To be honest, I'm so past not training properly that I'm just going to soldier on. And if it breaks, fuck it. It's going to break. This was in Warner Park Gym, which is my little gym locally that I train in. This is the one I swim in. One of the guys took away 2 of the 20 kilo discs, so as you can see, I've got pretty much every plate in there on the bar, which isn't ideal for me or anybody else there. Did 220 kilos for 2 singles. Had a harebrained scheme that I would do like the 3 threes, and then I would do a heavier session afterwards. That idea has since been sacked because it was stupid. Some of the reasons you need a coach is so you don't act out your stupid ideas. Nothing happened. That was a fairly nice squat. I didn't feel great the day afterwards, and well, this wasn't a great idea. Didn't hurt myself, thankfully. This is Saturday's session. There's my 2 brothers in the background, Rick and Ryan. Shout out, what up? And Struan, fuck you. Hitting up 205 or 3 threes in the squat. And the reason it's 205 and not 220 or 200 is because on the left hand side of that bar there is 125. So I've unevenly loaded the bar by 5 kilos, which makes things a lot more difficult than it probably should be. So I felt like I was coming off on one side, and I thought, oh, shit, my hip's in trouble again. Wasn't the case. I just misloaded the bar. So yeah, I felt stiff through my right side of my back for probably 3 days afterwards. Rightfully so. I had 2 days. I had Sunday off and Monday off training. We went out on Saturday night with the boys, and we got a bit loose. So recovery wasn't the best. Since then, feel a lot better since I stopped drinking. Drinking's not great for you. As you see, I've got my 3 Wolves t-shirt on there. That's probably put about 60 kilos on my total. Definitely go out and buy that. As you can see, moving fairly well. Going deep, which is nice. You can see it's kind of a little bit jarry. But then again, the bar is not loaded evenly, so what are you going to do? Here's 225 for 3 threes in this deadlift. I had to set it up. This is a place called Raw Power Fitness in Dundee, which is a horrific name, but it's a great gym. The guy was in PT and I asked him, where can I set up deadlift, because I didn't have any platforms, and he said literally anywhere. So that's a pretty good start. I did put them on the mats because I didn't want to damage the concrete floor. Not that 3-inch of mat's going to make much difference, but it made me feel better. I really did feel the deadlift, the kind of mismatch in the weight. I think you can see, if you look at the second last plate on what would be my left hand side but right hand side of the screen, you'll see this kind of slightly off color plate. That's the 25 kilo plate. Retard. Here we are on the bench press. Hitting up 120 for 3 here. Making all kinds of gains. I had reached up to 100 kilos for 3 threes. If you're following these video logs, you will know. Suffer from a slight labral tear, a big fucking labral tear that's really hampering my training at the minute. But yeah, that it's feeling pretty pain free. So I thought, since I'm under the gaze of the great one, Arnold Schwarzenegger, I can't be benching 120 kilos. So I stepped my game up to a massive 140 kilos. Again, feels fairly pain free, which is for me at the minute is the main thing. Shoulders are a little bit dicey at the minute, but I think it's just going to come and go. Important thing was it was pain free on the day. I did an absolute shitload of bodybuilding assistance after this, and I felt fairly good afterwards. So I'm going to just keep bench pressed once a week, and I'm just going to ramp up 3 threes and just see how I go. Try to remain pain free. And this was yesterday. I only got back squat, but it was a fairly big workout. I did 200 kilos for 3 in the squat, which felt really good. Deficit deadlift, 180 for 3 threes. Back felt a little bit dicey, so it didn't feel as good as it probably could do. And a bunch of hard nonsense with 2 ends, which is sweet. Today, I did nothing. I might go for a swim a bit later. This was a double session. I also did some upper body assistance after this. I bench rode 100 for 3 threes. Bunch of hard crap. Yeah. So fairly good training at the minute. This the lower intensity, moderate frequency, and the higher frequency and the moderate volumes are really agreeing with me. I feel so much better at the minute. So just hopefully if my shoulder comes right, we can start shifting some real tins hopefully soon. This is Mark, castironstrength.com, signing off.